All right. Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you here this morning. Of course, I want to also thank Phyllis for filling in for me for the last 2 weeks because of travel. I'm going to see how this rolls when I'm in Europe, but I'm super excited to be here this morning. I actually was, again, being transparent and also being real. Drop in the chat. What are you excited about this month? What is going right? And then we can talk about any challenges that you're having. But I thought this would be a really good topic to revisit because yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way. and that's being a little bit stuck. And when I was doing, research on this again, even though we could talk about this all day long, is that really about being stuck is that you kind of get on this hamster wheel and you feel like you keep going around and around and you keep revisiting the same problems. And I've had this conversation with actually several leaders. So I always go back and I ask, okay, well, what were you doing before when you weren't feeling stuck? And that's basically just going back to the basics, right? We always talk about that. Conversations that I have with leaders, with my mentor, with Stuart, like he's like, right, well, what were you doing? And that's why tonight I'm having a wine and wash. I haven't done one in, gosh, I don't even know how long, but kind of like Julie inspired me to do that because she goes, that's what I was doing in the beginning. Phyllis can attest to this. When we started this in Chicago, how many wine and washes were we doing? We were doing them all the time. So, but what being stuck is, it's about lack of control or choice, right? We can only control what we can control based on what we can do. And, I found this really interesting, some key things that you can do, but I wanted to talk about, some of the things that you can do. And then I'm going to give you some action plans of how to move you through like well, I don't want to say quicksand, maybe molasses is a better word. Or like, I saw a turtle on the road the other day and the turtle was flipped over on top of its shell. And you know that it can't go anywhere. It's ultimately going to die, right? So of course I parked, got out, and I flipped him over, and he took, well, he didn't take off running exactly, but he took off going wherever he was going in the direction. And sometimes we need a little help like that. Y'all, I feel like a turtle right now that's flipped over on its shell, right? So the one thing that you've got to do is you've got to assess and reflect. Okay. So that's really super important, is to assess and reflect. Okay. The other thing you have to do is you have to prioritize. So this is why I'm also out doing a lot of events, is because I get a lot of joy from being at events and being around people. You guys know that you all fill my cup. But the other thing is that I have to prioritize which events that I'm doing, because it has to make sense for my business. So, again, prioritizing. So like when I went to Atlanta, that made sense for me to go there because I have level 2s and 3s that are in Atlanta, but a lot of the people that were there are kind of like deeper down in our organization. When I decided to go to Montreal, even though, one of those teams is not within our organization at all, you know what, I've got a level, 3, 4, and 5 there. So, again, you've got to prioritize where you're spending your time. Okay. The other thing is that giving support helps you really get through the times that you feel like your business is slowed down, is that when you give support and that you get support. And the other thing is offering help. Okay. That whenever I can offer help to someone, and this is why I personally return all messages that people send me. I don't let Naomi do it. I'm like, I miss something and it needs attention. Or I just tell people, look, if you haven't heard from me in 24 hours, okay, I miss that message. So, the one thing that you need to do is make sure that you do that. Now, the other thing is also is showing up regularly on social media. Kaylee Ann's really good at that. I haven't been doing that like I should be. So I should be constantly showing up on social media and sharing. Okay. The other thing is what can you subtract that doesn't serve you? Okay. So what are you doing that's not working? You know what? Or you don't like it. I just was, I gave a speech to the AWBA group on Saturday night. And I was talking about that. Hold on, you guys. I need to go mute who's ever not muted. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Is that the other thing is that if you're doing things and it's like pulling teeth for you, then stop doing them. Okay. Or outsource it. It's very simple for you to outsource. And I think that pretty much everybody here on this call knows me pretty well. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to build a huge business, hire a housekeeper twice a month. It's a very simple solution that you can do to free up more of your time. You're not going to make money by scrubbing your toilets. I'm just saying. Okay. So that is the first thing that I tell all female entrepreneurs, that whether they have a full-time gig and they have a side hustle, whether they're a parent or not, whether they're single or not, hire a housekeeper, because like I said before, it's an expense. So that's just one simple thing that you can do. The other thing is, you guys, and here, this is where the Tonyisms are going to come out. Show the fuck up, right? If you are stuck, show up in your business, show up to the calls, do your own calls, expect your team to show up, because if you're not showing up, how do you expect your team to show up? So the one thing that I can do better than anybody else, well, I don't know. I mean, I know some of you on this call, and I know you're infamous for showing up, but show up. Right? You guys, I had issues. I shouldn't have gone to Edmonton, Canada, to speak for Canadian Monations, because Jay's mom is on hospice, right? But he's like, you have to go. You have to go. You have to show up. He stated, we were supposed to speak on stage. He's like, you need to go. Okay. Even though he was hurting, this has been a really tough time for him. I'm feeling for him. And I was like, well, I won't go if you don't want me to go. He's like, no, you need to go. He goes, I know how important it is for you to show up and to be there and to get your cup filled. So, again, we divide and conquer. Okay. The other thing is too, and this goes back to hiring the house cleaner, stop doing what does not add value. Okay. So if you don't find that it adds value, quit doing it, whatever that is. And you only know the answer to that. And that could be showing up for relationships, even in your business, that aren't moving forward, because you cannot keep giving time to people that are not going to grow. Okay. So here's, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things that you can do in order to do this. Okay. To get through the molasses, is that find the reasons it's perfect. And this goes great back to the gap and the gain, right? So and a lot of you on this call, we've talked about challenges that we've had in Monate, right? But what if Monate wasn't there at all? What would happen then, right? We would not be here. We would not be friends. We would not be mentors. We would not be co-conspirators into making people's lives better, okay? The other thing is that you got to dream, okay? So you guys, I was talking, and I'm getting ready, and this is why I was like running around and doing stuff this morning, getting ready I'm gone for 2 weeks. I have never been gone this long in my entire life, traveling alone to Europe, right? I have never done this. I've never been to Italy. I've never been to Portugal. It's been on, these great lists that I've wanted to do. I'm actually going with, and speaking for 2 mastermind groups. And these are people that are doing things that I am not doing. These are people that make more money, but I got chosen to speak in front of these people. So, this is I'm a little nervous, excited about this, but these are things that I've always wanted to do, right? And also to help me grow my Monate platform is getting out there in front of different types of people. So anyways, I was talking to Jesse. He's one of the coordinators for the Italy thing. And he was asking me, well, what other countries that you want to visit that you haven't been to? And I'm like, oh man, that's a tough question, because I've been to a lot of beautiful places. And I'm like, he's like, give me 3 places. And I said, I got 2, and this is it. And I said, I want to go to Greece and I want to go to Australia. And so anyways, it was funny because I haven't taken my yoga class here at my local studio because my schedule has been nuts. Right. So I walk in there to go, and what do they have on the freaking wall there? They have a yoga retreat that they're doing in Mykonos. I was like, hello, God. Thank you very much for speaking to me. Okay. So I put the deposit down. I reserved my spot. I'm going to Greece in October, right? And honestly, so Erica, I'd never met the owner before. She doesn't actually live local, and she's got 2 studios here. And she's, I was telling her, I couldn't respond to her because we were emailing back and forth. And I said, sorry, I got back late. I had a gig. And she's like, oh, what do you do? And I said, I started this awesome hair care company, and I also speak and I write books and all sorts of stuff. And she goes, well, maybe you could share, some of your expertise with, because we started talking some more while I was there, your expertise with some of our folks there. I was like, sure, I can totally do that. She goes, I'll give you a discount. I'm like, okay, cool. So, again, you never know. You got to put it out there. Just like I said, writing that future letter to yourself and really dreaming big. Okay. So this goes back to what we were talking about, the gap and the gain, and talking about time travel. Okay. What happened before, okay, that all of these gifts that you have been given, and what can happen to you in the future. Okay. So that's a really big deal when you think about that time travel, again, dreaming, goals, all of those things. But if we were to truly time travel and get into the DeLorean, right, and go back and back to the future, right? And if what gifts were you given, and have you been given, and what gifts are you going to be receiving? The other thing is self-care. So I haven't been in my pool. I haven't been floating. And this is another thing on the list too, is to get into water. Water is extremely healing. And, I am not a bath taker. I don't know about, y'all in here, but I do love to float in my pool. So the one thing is that that helps you is to get into water. Our bodies are made up of almost 75% water. So that makes sense. Plus, water is conducive to electricity. So you think about us being electrical beings, and that we're almost all water. To get into water is really, really beneficial for you. So self-care is a huge part of it. I've got to go get primping done before I leave. So of course, manicure, pedicure, massage, all of that kind of stuff. That is self-care. Okay. The other thing is do something creative. Y'all, do something creative, learning a new skill, right? So I've been learning more about real estate investing. I've been learning more about common and natural law. I've been learning reading that book, Burn the Boat. You guys, talk about a game changer. I know that Veronica put in our chat that she's listening to it on Audible. So I'll be doing that as well. But, like I was telling people the other night, business owners and leaders, people that are entrepreneurs, you got to read. And I'm talking about tangible books. There's nothing that replaces anything like a tangible book. Okay. Another one, good one, is to move, right? To get into activity. So whether you're doing that with your grands, your kids, whatever, get out there and move. Turn on some music, dance, go to yoga, go outside and walk. Walking is one of the best things in the world for you, because it also puts you in a meditative state. So I highly suggest you walk without your phone, right? That's one of the challenges that I do, is getting into that 20 to 30 minutes a day where you're not plugged in. Okay. And then also too, love, right? Love conquers everything. So you've got to go back and figure out what you love about certain things that you're doing and what is not serving you. So love is going to be a really, really big deal. Okay. So a lot of comments going on here. I haven't had a chance to read everything. Yeah, you guys, my Zoom is definitely glitching because I can't, it's being weird on the messages. So you guys, while you're processing all of these wonderful tidbits that I've given you over the last 15 minutes, asks or ads, what do you have as an ad? Or if there's anything that you would like to share. Oh, Bev, yeah, I talked to Maggie and Kylie. They said that Review was great. And also the Kimbros as well. Excited to be getting my systems. Lots of referrals and getting out there. Awesome. Oh, no worries about the muting. I got you guys. So take me. I was many times and I'll guide you. Thanks, Marina. Okay, so I don't know who the Samsung phone is, but okay, so you know what? go take some swimming lessons. You get into the water. If you're afraid to swim, swimming is honestly one of the best things that you can do. It also works so you guys, so my pool is about a third of the length of a swimming pool. So what did I do? I did 24 or 25 laps yesterday, but swimming actually is one of the best exercises that you can do because it uses every single muscle in your body. So, Liz, yes. Awesome. I'm glad that you and Bev attended. So the one thing that you guys can do is, like you said, learning a new skill set can really, really get you out of you being unstuck. And not only that, you can meet new people. So that's one of the really cool things that you can do is, being outside and meeting new people and outside of your comfort zone. So, any asks or adds this morning? Anyone? It's gonna be a short call. Does anybody have anything that they would like to contribute what they do when they're feeling stuck?
Hello.
Hey, Kaylee.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'll just quickly mention that the last 2 weeks I had a wisdom tooth taken out, so I pretty much haven't really been on, like I've been on social media but not on social media. And my stories, like on my story, if any of you are posting on your stories on Instagram or on Facebook stories, I started posting less, mainly because I was just so out of it for most of the time. But it actually skyrocketed my views. Like I was posting less and I was getting more eyeballs on my stuff. So if some of you are feeling like, oh, I'm posting all the things, getting it out there, I'm getting it out there, but your views are really low, like if you're on your stories, try and do like literally like 2 a day and just see what happens. And if you get a bit more intentional with it as well, like use a this or that thing. Like I did one yesterday and it was a genuine question. Like I'm getting my hair done in a couple of weeks. I was like, oh, which hairstyle, like which hair color should I go with, A or B? And I had people messaging me like what A or B to go with. It was hilarious. So it just drums up conversation with people that's not necessarily about Monet, but just getting that engagement back up again, getting eyeballs back on your stuff. Um, uh, and give an example. I don't know if that was that to me, an example of the stories. Is that what you mean? Um, and what else was I going to say? Or asking for advice on things. So ask for, like a question on anything other than Monet, because people love to talk about their recommendations and their things that they love or whatever it is. And it could be something in your house. It could be your vacuum cleaner. It could be like just something, or hey, I'm looking at upgrading my hair dryer. What hair dryer do you guys use? And you'll be surprised how many people jump up like, oh my God, this is the best one, or this is what I use, or yeah, just to get oh good, that was perfect, awesome. Yeah, but that's a good one. That yeah, asking for advice and this or that are like probably the top main things that you could get people engaging. But yeah, just try to do like 2 stories a day for a couple of days and just see um how your views go. That's my piece.
Thanks, Kaylee. I appreciate that because I know that you are so consistent with your social media. One other thing too that both Brock Johnson and MD Motivator said, is that if you find that your algorithm is don't post anything for 24 hours. That was another recommendation that they gave as well. So, I mean, they have way more social media than than I think all of us combined. So, I thought that was interesting, and so I did that. And it did help my algorithm when I tried that. But really great recommendations. I'm getting my hair done tomorrow, and so I'm going to take your recommendation. I'm going to do the picture when I used to have short hair and the picture when I have long hair and see what that drums up. So that's a great idea. Something simple that we can all do, right? Any other asks or adds?
Can I add?
Of course, Amy. Hey.
Hi.
We just happen to have the #1 income earner from Canada on this call, by the way.
Hi. Hi, it's me. Um, so it's funny that you're talking about this because I was feeling like a little bit the same way. I've been posting a lot, like I've been very consistent with my posts and like for one, trying something new. Like I'm not a Reels person at all. I just like to go live. I have something I want to say. I just want to say it. I just go live. And I've never been really an Instagram person. I've always been just a Facebook person. But was feeling kind of stuck in my brain, stuck in my social media a little bit, so you were asking, what do you do when you feel stuck? And for one, I like to try something new. If I'm feeling stuck in what I'm doing, I'll like switch things up. For example, heavily doing stuff on Facebook. I'm like, okay, I'm going to lean into maybe Instagram a little bit and see what's going on over there. Or listen to someone like for example, I came on your call today. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna come on Tony's call. What's she saying today? Inspiration, just do something different and spruce it up. And so leaning into that, I went on my Instagram and I'm always looking at my analytics. I'm always looking at, what I'm posting on Facebook, what I'm posting on Instagram, how things are doing, what's my audience resonating with, what reels or what posts are getting the hits, what's not. Like I analyze a lot of like my metrics and stuff. And I've been noticing that, what I had been posting, it's like only 1 or 200 views. I'm like, this is so low. Are people not really resonating with these reels, or am I not doing the reels right? Anyway, I asked my friend to help me because I have a hard time doing reels. So I asked my good friend Kim, who knows me really well. I said, "Can you help me with some reels? Like if I give you my footage, because I have a hard time doing them. I really struggle with making them. I said, "Can you help me? I'm going to tell you what I want to say, but you put it together for me." Like Tony says, like hire things out if you need to, right? So I'm not afraid to like say that or admit that because that's my truth. Like I struggle with reels and I'm open about it. So I asked my friend Kim, who loves to do it. So I'm paying her a little bit because I was like, I want to pay you for your time because I want you to help me. I need help. So I pay her to help me do my reels now. And ever since she's helped me, I looked at my analytics and it's through the roof. So she captures me because she knows me and she asked me what I want to say. I'm like, this is the message I want to share. So the other day, I posted a video. I said, can you share with me? I want to share with my audience how I feel that network marketing is like how my business gives me that freedom to like, I like to make lunches for my kids in the morning. I don't just I can afford to give them money every day, go to the cafeteria. But I enjoy as me the lifestyle of I like to make my kids fresh lunches every day. So I was like, I'm going to take video of that. Can you capture that for me in a reel? So literally the reel that I did, it's now over 4,000 views, which is insanity for me because I don't get those numbers on my reels. Like if you go look at my reels on my Instagram, go look, it's like 200, 300, 200, 300. And then I had like 59 likes. I had a bunch of comments. And then yesterday I posted one about giving Tim a barbecue, just simple. Like, I didn't want to, like for me, I was like, instead of going for the lavish lifestyle, I made a switch in having gratitude in the smaller things because I don't live lavishly, even though I can. I don't. Like Tim and I, we drive our same. Well, I guess we have the Jag. Let's be honest, we have the Jag. But a lot of things like we just live very simply, more humbly. Even though we could go crazy, but I felt like I wanted to switch gears instead of trying to show the lavish lifestyle. I want to show the gratitude in the little things. That's the angle I'm going for. And when I switched the angle, I got more resonant people. Whoever's watching me resonated more with me. Not saying that will be for you. I'm just saying I was feeling stuck in my message because I was trying to emulate the lavish lifestyle, you know. But for me, because that's not how, I mean, I do kind of live it through Monet, but in my core, like on my daily, it's not how I live. Like I show up like this all the time. Like I look like a hot mess. Like I'm not living like, the Miami girls are very lavish and they're showing all that stuff. I thought I had to maybe show that too. So I was trying to use footage of reels from my trips and, showing my car that I haven't. I was trying to show things like that, but I was talking with my friend Kim. I said, I want to switch this up a bit. I feel like I need to switch it up and I needed her help. Asked her to help me for one, hired her out to help me make the reels, and then switching my messaging to let's show the gratitude in the smaller things. And the last two posts, we just started, but the last two posts that I just switched gears to, 4,000 views yesterday, and then the other one, you know, 1,000 views already. And I just put it up last night about the barbecue. I got Tim a barbecue for Father's Day. Like, but we've been riding out the same barbecue for 11 years. So, you know, we finally switched up, and that was a fun little moment. But the message was, I tried something different. I'm trying a different angle, you know, and trying to, you know, what resonates with me, hiring something out, you know, if you need the help, get the help. So I don't know, I could keep rambling, but that's pretty much my message.
You know what, Amy, that was perfect because it took us right to the, really the end of the call. You guys, I got some real, while I'm sitting here, I got some really good news from France because we're doing a Meet Monade, in France this Saturday, but there's something that's going to be happening Friday evening and it's freaking huge, but I've been sworn to secrecy until Friday at 6 p.m. So super excited. Stay tuned for that. Oh, I just got God bumps again. All right, you guys have a great week. Love you all. I'll have this recording up very, very soon. All right. Mwah. Take care. Bye-bye.